All right, so we are going to talk about the Indiana ballot access requirements and why we really need everybody's help in this process. Uh, so the Indiana ballot access requirements are in multiple parts. The first part is that just the general thing that we need is 500 signatures from each of the 9 congressional districts. So we need a total of 4,500 signatures. That's the number that we need to get on the ballot. So these signatures have to be verified first in the county of the voter's registration between January 8th and noon on January 28th. So if I live in Indianapolis, my signature needs to be verified in Marion County because Marion County is my county, as somebody who would be registered in Indianapolis. Signatures can be invalidated for the wrong address. They can be invalidated for an inaccurate signature. If for some reason the clerk can't read it, there's all sorts of reasons why signatures can be invalidated. And for that reason, we actually need more than 500 signatures. So 500 signatures is the requirement, and we need more than that because we need 500 that are verified. So our goal is to collect 750 to 1,000 signatures per district, and this is really what we need everybody's help with because we haven't reached that goal. And in some districts, we're struggling because we haven't even reached 500. So once the signatures have been verified by the county voter registration offices in each of the different counties, then they have to be filed with the state by noon on February 7th to obtain ballot access. So it's very, very important that we get every single signature we can, and that is the bottom line. So this is a map of the congressional districts in Indiana. As you can see, Marion County that I gave as an example is its own district. There's other districts like District 1 that are only 3 counties, and then there are districts like District 8, which are like a ton of different counties. So I've highlighted some of the major cities and counties that are actually split between districts, which can be even more confusing because you have to verify the registration for a certain district, right? So if you have like you're getting signatures for District 6, but for some reason those signatures are actually counted for District 5 because you thought that the county was only for District 5, then you have to actually gather more signatures for the other district. So the districts that we have as priority and the cities in those districts that we're targeting are District 3, District 1, and District 8 in that order. So Fort Wayne, Gary, Terre Haute, and Evansville are the major cities and districts that we need more signatures from, and we really need people to help in the process of getting. So I'm going to show you the actual form for getting these signatures. You can see that it says Indiana petition for presidential primary ballot placement in 2020. And then here we have a county. So that's what I was saying again. The petition can be signed by any registered voter, and it's not like they're protesting or petitioning against something. It's the form that they need to fill out to meet this requirement of 500 signatures in each congressional district. But the county needs to match their registration. So again, if I live in Indianapolis and I registered in Indianapolis and then I signed a form for Bartholomew County and it's turned into Bartholomew County, Bartholomew is not going to count my signature. So every signature counts not just because we need to reach 500, but every signature counts in specific counties and specific districts. So if somebody is not registered isn't registered to vote yet, it can take up to 8 days. 8 is like the average amount of time that it takes for their registration roll to be updated. So when we take it to the county, maybe they've already registered online, but they haven't actually been updated in the records. That's not going to get counted either. So those are all things to keep in mind. This form has a bunch of there's like a little bit of blue on the form. So this form, if you get it directly off of like the county website, if you just Google Indiana Can 8 and make sure it's the 2021, you can actually type this information in. So if you're just collecting signatures from your friends and family in the neighborhood, you can put your county, check off Democratic Party, type in Andrew's name, type in New York, and you can even type in their addresses to make sure that that information is not going to be counted as invalid. But of course, their signature needs to be legit, everything else. But that's something that you can do from the comfort of your home. If you have a printer, if you don't have a printer, you can go out and print it. And then you can mail it, which I'll get to in a minute. So anybody over 18 can sign at the bottom. So while the people who are signing the petition have to be registered voters because it is to put him on the ballot, anybody who's over 18 can sign the bottom. So if you have a cousin who's registered in a different state or a friend who is an international student, they can still help collect signatures. So the back of the petition doesn't need to be filled out by anybody, but I wanted to show it because I think it makes it more clear why it's so important to match up the counties, match up the information, and why this is such a difficult and complex process. Uh, so in the sheet is double-sided. The front side has the signatures, and the back is what the county actually fills out to verify these signatures before it goes to state. So as you can see, there are two different spots for a county seal. So again, like let's say I live in Indianapolis and I go to school at IUPUI, Indiana University, Purdue University, Illinois, and I have friends who are registered in West Lafayette, Columbus, Terre Haute, and they all sign the same form. Well, the clerk at whichever county we decide to turn it in is just going to pick whichever one, and then those two counties that sign it, those are the only ones that get counted. So again, just making sure that the form matches with what needs to be verified. Um, so these are the like local nearby cities, some of the cities that we've called out that are near some of the key cities that are priority and that are like not too far away. So I think these are all within a 2-hour drive. If you drive from Champaign to Terre Haute, Mount Vernon to Evansville, Detroit, Ann Arbor, or Lansing are all about 2 hours away from Fort Wayne. So if you are in a neighboring state and you want to help out, you just want to see Indiana and help us get through this process until we can fix the process of ballot access and make it easier and more equitable, then please hop on over and try to get some signatures. And then once you've collected those signatures, like I said, anybody over the age of 18, doesn't matter what state you are, can sign that bottom part. And then mail them to the leads in the congressional districts to turn in to the offices, get verified, and then we as a Yang Gang in Indiana will bring all of those signatures together and submit them to the state. So here are all the addresses. My name's Christine. I am listed for District 7. I did mention Columbus. Um, and so this last sheet will attach a link, or we'll attach this presentation. You can, like I said, find the petition form on Google, but also if you go to this first bit.ly link, there's a link to the petition form there. Rami, as you all know, is the regional organizer, and Stasha and Ruth are two people who actually work for the campaign. So Ruth is a part-time staff who can answer questions super quick on Slack if you're on Slack. If you're not on Slack, you can email Rami or Stasha. And that is, I think, all I have. Do you have anything to say, Rami?
No, that's good. Let's get it down, guys.
Yeah, so we're trying to secure the ballot, and it's going to happen. So be part of that movement. And that's all I have to say.
Gang, gang.